Hello everybody, welcome back to MaxproductionsTV. I'm on a really cool little place that I've always come as when I was a kid. Came here a lot, and this is called Rife Lake. It's near a little town called Mossyrock, and this is called Mossyrock Dam right here. So there's all kinds of really cool shoreline to walk along. It's in a pretty remote location, but a lot of people come here to fish, and used to be camping. Now there's actually a campground that you pay, and that's down the lake there around the corner. And you can see the boom going across there, those floats. That's to keep people out, because at the dam here it's dangerous, because I might get some rain coming here pretty quick, so I might have to make this a little bit short, but do a little drone flying, show you some really great shots. My dad worked here when I was a kid, but a lot of boating here, a lot of fishing. The lake's 25 miles long, and the cool thing about this dam, well, there's some wind coming up. Look at the wind on the water there, that's really cool. I'm gonna get really wet, so I might have to hide my camera because I don't want it to get soaked. Oh man, made it back to the car. Wow. Here I am with Amy. She was waiting in the car. She was smart. Hi, Amy.
Hi, everybody. And my dirty glasses.
So we'll try to show you some more stuff. Hopefully this passes before too long. And thanks for coming along this cool adventure. Yeah, now it's hailing, so I won't be doing any filming yet, but nice little storm passed through. I don't know if you can see that sign. It says danger spillway draft area. So yeah, you be pretty careful in this area. They definitely don't want to have a boat anywhere near the dam if they open the spillways. But see if we can drive down to another spot I can walk and show you some areas along the river, and show you how tall this dam really is. You'll see that in the drone video as well.
And we just got slammed with hail and rain, and like 2 minutes ago it was kind of sunny. So now we're in the car and trying to see. Let's see, you can see there's what lake is it, honey? Rife Lake. This is Rife Lake, and it's how long?
25 miles.
25 miles long that direction and that way. Ooh, that's a pretty picture.
They flooded
That's gorgeous.
a couple of small towns.
Yeah, flooded a couple of small towns to make this dam. When it gets really low, you can see the old towns and the old bridges that are broken down and the foundations.
So now we're walking up onto the dam. I'm going to show you a good view from up here. So yeah, hope you enjoy. Come along. Let's check this out. So we can walk out to as far as this gates here, but that's as far as you can go. It's a federal offense to, that's kind of a funny word, federal offense, and I'm at offense. Anyway, it is a federal offense to go onto a federal property and, you know, mess around at all. So definitely don't want to mess with anything here. Here's where we were at, kind of where that truck was. We were up on top of the hill there a little bit. You can still see some of the concrete structures that they had when they were constructing this dam. And I'll have to look at the date when it was constructed. It wasn't too long ago. If I remember, it was the 60s. Or maybe a little older than that. I'll have to look that up. I should know. I used to know all the facts. My dad working here. And I actually worked here when I was in high school for a little bit. You'll see this, they call the Powerhouse down at the bottom. And it's like a 10-story building. 8 or 10 stories. And Doesn't look like a very big building from up here, but you can see that's a really large building. There's some, you can see the 2 trucks parked down there. So we can get over here a little bit closer. We got to watch out. There's security cameras and all that, and they will yell at you if you mess around up here much, especially after 9/11. Before 9/11, you could climb around and do a lot of things that you could get away with, you know, especially when I was a kid. I used to hike down in areas like this, and nobody ever said a word. Well, it helped that my dad worked there, so I kind of got spoiled. I feel the pretty heavy wind shaking probably, sorry about the microphone, probably really jamming the microphone. So, I don't know if you could even hear me there, but the wind kind of rushes up through the valley there, hits the dam and blows upwards. So you get quite an updraft. But anyway, this is a Mossy Rock Dam and kind of southern, a little more central part of Washington State. Alright, I head back to the car and take you to a real cool viewpoint. Okay, we're at a little new spot just down the road a little ways. Mossy Rock Dam viewpoint day use area. So I was telling Amy about many years back, this used to be called Vista Point, and for a good reason, but they had a little building here, Pentagon, there you go, and it was a neat little building. It had big glass windows in the front and had the view of Mossy Rock Dam, which we're about to see. And you can see the pentagon shape there, not pentagram, pentagon shape, and all glass windows around, little door to go in, little visitors, pamphlets and stuff. And then they had a model of the dam in a case in the middle of it, so it was a really cool thing to look at and stuff. And that's been since gone for probably 15-20 years at least. Due to damage, unfortunately, people breaking windows, damaging everything that's around them for some reason. I think that's fun, I guess, but I don't like it for sure. But here we'll give you a really good view here of the dam. And stick around, the drone footage is really cool. I'll probably put that at the end of the video here so you can really get a good view of everything. Here's there the information and the lakes. 1963. Powering Northwest homes. Mayfield and Mossy Rock Dams supply power to more than 135,000 homes. Clean, renewable energy. So this kind of explains a little bit about the fishing and the timeline. 1962, Mayfield Dam began generating electricity. Construction of Mossy Rock Dam was completed in 68. A new 35-year federal license for the Cowlitz River project. New fisheries, wildlife, and recreation. Anyway, I won't read it all to you because you can read it. You can pause the video. But this gives you a good idea of a map. Cowlitz River, Mayfield Lake, Mayfield Dam. There's that little moon-shaped thing there, Mayfield Dam. And then we're right here, Mossy Rock Dam. And there's Rife Lake. And Amy explained a little bit in the car about, you know, like I told you, my dad worked here and all this stuff. There's some pictures of them doing maintenance on the generators. You can see how big they are. See the men standing inside of the generator there. And there's the construction of the dam. Quite a few people lost their lives too building this dam. Falling, you know, falling in the concrete, and they had no way of kind of retrieving them, so some of them just got buried in the concrete. So probably some stories to tell. I know the Powerhouse, they talk about hauntings and stuff around the dam, so Each one of those spillways, there's 4 of them, and they're 40 feet wide. And a little taller than that. And so, way back in the 80s, I remember a time where my dad would get a call to go out on the dam and go to the Powerhouse because of some really bad flooding going on. And they opened those spillways up so much one time that Powerhouse down there used to have windows along the top, big glass windows. And because of the water coming out of the spillways was so much, and the spray coming up and the vibration, it shattered most of the windows on the top. And they've since filled all those windows in with concrete. And I guess they figured, yeah, it's probably a bad idea to have windows up there in case that ever happens again. But it actually, we were worried about the bridge going across the river, which you're going to see pretty soon, about it being washed out because the river was raging through there so fast and flooded so bad that me and my mom sat in the car when I was little, and my dad had to walk across that bridge and go all the way over to the Powerhouse, which was about a half a mile away, and help them with stuff. And we waited for him for probably an hour, and then he came back, and we were so worried that bridge was going to get washed out, and he, maybe him standing on it at the time, who knows. It was a pretty scary time when I was little. Got lots of good stories to tell about things that happened. That's for another video, another adventure. Anyway, thanks for coming along. We'll show you, if we can, the road down below that drives along the river. And it's a beautiful river, gorgeous, good fishing area. And we'll show you that part of it and show you a view from down lower on the dam. So here we are down at the bottom. There's the Cowlitz River. Beautiful place, great place to fish. If you go up the banks here, so we drove down this road, and this is as far as you can go, because here's where the bridge crosses and goes over to the Powerhouse. And then here we are at the bottom of the dam. They have special tours that you can go on, and someday maybe I'll try to go on one of those. And it's really loud in there. Generators are very noisy, and the whole building vibrates because there's a lot of power going through there, a lot of water coming down. And you see those 2 caves over there? You kind of see them. There's one there, another one there. That was the diversion tunnels. So on the other side of the dam, where the lake is now, they had tunnels that were bored through solid rock, and that's how they would let the river flow around as they were building the dam. And they built a cofferdam, which a cofferdam basically is a temporary structure to help divert the water so that they have a good dry place to pour the concrete. And you can see each one of those little sections is, well, they're not so little. I think Amy said she read it was 7 feet tall by probably, I'm guessing, 30-40 feet long. And each one of those is they put a form down and they did a pour of concrete, solid concrete. And so the bottom of the dam, we'll have to look up the information. I know this dam in particular, I believe, is 120 feet thick. Wanted you guys to bring you back. This is where I grew up. This is how I started doing my filming. Loved photography. That's how I got started. So, Amy's a big part of Max Productions TV. I want to thank her for helping us so much. She's really been a great help. She's over there by the car now, taking pictures for Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram at MaxproductionsTV. You can see that big log they got chained up. It's rolling around in the river. And so, yeah, I told you the story of my dad having to go to work on a very stormy night with so much rain that they had to open those spill gates up there. So I think I kind of told you a little bit about that story. So this is where it happened. I had to park with my mom in the car in the little truck we had and park right here before you get on the bridge. And this bridge was literally vibrating from the amount of water and the vibration from the spillway and the amount of water coming out, that this was all like a big mist down here, and it was raining and windy, and we had to watch my dad cross this bridge on foot. There didn't used to be the gates the way they are there now, but you walk all the way over to the Powerhouse, which you can't see now because we're kind of down low below this little hill. And it was a scary, about an hour we waited, didn't know if he would return. It actually damaged part of the structure, the superstructure, that I guess that's what you call it, the pillars and supports under this bridge on each side from the amount of water. I mean, the water was way up here on the rocks, rushing through here. Those trees and stuff there on the bank, it would have been higher than those. Yeah, and a lot of those little towns and stuff downstream got flooded during that time. This would be the Cowlitz River, and the Rife Lake is behind the dam. So, hope you enjoy this. I wish back in the day we could go over and explore those caves, but you know, you have to do it by boat or walk along the shoreline there. And when the river's lower, you can actually walk in there just a little bit. That's during a really dry time, part of the summer, but definitely not a time right now. And plus you get in a lot of trouble. You can't go in anywhere in here. There's looks like probably security right there, or an employee. My dad, since it has passed away in 2004, he retired from working on these. This is called the Cowlitz project. He also worked on the Nisqually project, which is another dam over in another part of the state. And but yeah, nobody knows my father anymore, a long time ago. And now I think they're kind of keeping an eye on us. So I couldn't get away with saying, hey, my dad works here. They probably wouldn't do anything, but yeah, not nowadays, with all the terrorist activity that we were worried about and everything. So anyway, I'll say hi to this guy real quick, if he wants to stop. I think he's just a worker. Yeah, he just waved at me. As long as we don't get close to the fence over there and stuff, the gate, I don't think it's usually a problem. So pretty amazing place. I was very lucky to get to grow up around stuff like this, and I love to come back here, and I have a lot more places to show you. A lot of really cool places to show you. Some of the canyons that look like something out of Indiana Jones. You know, with the little bridge you had to cross. Places kind of like that. And another dam, several more dams. Several really amazing rivers. Mount Rainier National Park, Olympic National Park. Some streams and forests and trees and stuff that are just absolutely amazing. So I'm working on videos every day and trying to do adventures in between. So got a lot of stuff coming. So if you subscribe, hit the bells and say all, and you'll get notifications for everything we do, that we post, and that way you won't miss out. Thank you so much, MaxproductionsTV. We appreciate your support. And we got back to the car just in time. Just in time for another squall to come through. It's Washington. Jump between the raindrops. It's not raining quite as hard as it was earlier, but it's coming down pretty good. I'm getting pretty wet in here. Okay, I just said it wasn't as bad as last time. Holy crap.
It's hailing again.
Now it's hailing again. And the wind and the trees blowing like crazy. Hey, this adds to the adventure, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we got lightning too. So
Good jinxing us.
helping Amy, we were working on getting some of her pictures for Instagram. And I'm sure glad we got back to the car. Wow. Good stuff. I love it. And I told Amy earlier on the way, I said, I think we're in for an adventure today. And I think we really are. Matter of fact, it gets too much worse, we'll have to move so we're not sitting in the lake. Turn on the defrost, I can't see. Wow, very cool. So we've got a lot of weather today. Got some rain, some wind, some hail, and we're not sure, maybe lightning and thunder next. Well, I'll let you know.